Do people remember when President Trump was was removed from Twitter and Instagram and Facebook? He was just silenced across the board. And you were told, you were told it was because they didn't like what he was saying. No, do you want to know what the real reason was? It was because he was listening to the people. It was. That is what the media and the government on the left and the right-wing media and the left-wing media, that includes your podcasters, all your former mainstream media podcasters and Rogan, it's all of them. There's so many of them. I mention them all the time. They're no different than the mainstream media, except they give you a little bit more truth. And what they're designed to do is to be your voice for you, make you believe that they're your voice. But they really always serve their own agenda. So when the one president who listened to the people, literally was listening to the people and not media and pundits like Hannity or Maddow, it doesn't matter what side. Well, your shadow government and all of your media and alternative media didn't like that. So at first it seemed like, it was all just a left problem, right? Because the left does tend to, they walk more in, a zombie line, like we just do what we're told kind of thing. We don't step outside the box. So they're kind of easy to corral. But see, what was happening was that the right started getting loud. It was the people. It was the silent majority that they did not want to allow to have speech, which they still don't allow today. And it's sad. It's so sad it makes me want to cry. Because it's just so many people that say they love the Constitution, and they don't. They don't love it. Rogan doesn't love it. Glenn Beck doesn't love it. They'll tell you they do. They'll make you believe it too. They're so good. They're so good at their bullshit. But literally, the reason that Elon bought Twitter is because Trump was going to put up truth, okay, and did put up truth, and that he was going to listen to the people. And so what all of these right-wing medias did is they created an echo chamber of the right-wing media over on X. And if you weren't part of that crowd, then you were suppressed, and still suppressed to this day. That's what's sad. So you had all the Democrats that pretty much left X once Elon bought it, and they went with Dorsey to create Blue Sky. So you have that echo chamber over there, but you still have an echo chamber on the right that's been created, and all of it, every single bit of it has been because it's the people. They do not want to have a voice. It's what's so sad about all of it. The basic simpleness of the First Amendment is and with technology has allowed, at least in that respect, for the everyday people to be heard, but you can't be if you're put in a box. This is YouTube. This is what they do to me all the time. I've given them my verification. They know who I am. They know me. They took down 2 channels of mine in the past 4 years. They do this because it's a way to suppress me. But they suppress me anyway. Look at 17 views. I get 4 or 5 views if I'm lucky. Usually it's 2 or 3. I have some videos, usually it's short ones like that, or it's somebody else. If it's somebody else and it's not me, they'll let that go. But it can't be me. Seriously, it's the truth. You can see the pattern. I can look at my own videos and see it. So, that's the reason Elon bought Twitter. He invested, a bunch of tech people, including Dorsey, who used to own it, invested, and it was designed because they didn't want President Trump to listen to the people. Because as long as the media does their job and the podcasters do their job, then that is who the politicians listen to. But it's really never you. And the thing is, they never wanted you to be heard. YouTube shouldn't be allowed to do this, especially to somebody like me that speaks on politics, because what YouTube is showing is that they're suppressing me. They suppress all of my videos because they don't want me, an American citizen, to be allowed to have a voice, because part of free speech is reach. But that's been played with, because Elon, that's why Elon said, I'll give you speech, I won't give you reach. It's the same thing as, it's what a Nazi does. So that's why all of the media is elevating this Musk bullshit false god, because it literally, it's all designed. While you praise this man, I mean, understand this, people on the right that support Trump, this is designed for you to praise Musk, while he's the very person that doesn't want you to have a voice. Don't even get in my comment section and pull your bullshit either, because they know exactly what I'm saying is true. There's enough people that have been suppressed on X since the very beginning. But there's nobody. That's why it disgusted me. It made me feel sick to my stomach to listen to J.D. Vance be in Germany talking about free speech, and as if he has some holier than thou-ness to be carrying on about that they need to give their, telling Europe they need to give their citizens free speech. And it's like, you hypocrites. You make America look so bad. But no, they had to silence that video, right? They took the sound off of that video. The video is still up on TikTok, but the one that's up is the one that's being suppressed. The one that was that was getting reach was, they took the volume off. So it's like, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. I mean, and it gets to this point where you're just like, you know what, fuck it. But at least do this. At least, let me say this. Please stop buying all of this bullshit about Elon Musk. He literally went through all these illegal hoops to get a hold of Twitter, because Trump was putting Truth Social up. And they literally did all this. All these dirtbags did this because they didn't want Trump to hear from you, the everyday person, because they knew that's who he was listening to. So that's why they do this. That's why Rumble does what they do. Like, look, yeah, sometimes I'll get a little bit more views out of Rumble, but nothing like people. They get, I'll never get in the thousands. That'll never happen. And it doesn't matter. It's just that it's sad, because I guess I loved the belief of what America was. I did. I don't want to get all upset about it. But I did. That's what I loved about America. But it seems like it was just a lie. I'm sorry. And it still is a lie today. Because the very people on the right and the left, whether it's your left-wing podcasters or it's your right-wing podcasters, they all just serve so that the average American isn't allowed to be heard. That's what they've all done on both sides. They've created echo chambers, and there's certain Americans, they're not interested in you having a voice or being heard. So, still a good old boys club, with women in it, of course, but you know what I mean. I'm just heartbroken, because I loved what America represented.